Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2010 animated feature film Despicable Me. This is from Illumination Animation. This is now synonymous. It's been 22 years since the 20 about 23 years since this first film came out. Illumination is now synonymous with Minions. The little blue guys screaming about bananas and say "papoy," oh papoy, constantly, right? So to go back to this original film and to then do our marathon of Minions and Despicable Me. I haven't watched this in quite some time. So Agnes, Edith, and Margot are three orphans. Margot is voiced by Miranda Cosgrove. Kristen Wiig is in this. Will Arnett is in this. Julie Andrews is a voice of Gru's mom. Steve Carell is the voice of Gru. Incredible voice cast. And so Margot, Agnes, and Edith, there we go, are orphans. And they're at Miss Hattie's orphanage, and they're going selling cookies to not pay their rent, but like prove their worth at the orphanage in a weird, twisted way. There's boxes of shame. Not a good orphanage. And so any references are made. It's very entertaining. Gru is a supervillain, and minions are his minions. They're his minions. They do his bidding. They work for him. And Dr. Nefario is voiced by Russell Brand. Dr. Nefario pretty much just lives in the lab under Gru's house, pretty much working with the minions on different supervillain projects. There's a character, Vector, who is another supervillain. So it's supervillain versus supervillain. Who's going to steal the moon first, basically? And Vector steals a shrink ray, and Gru wants the shrink ray, and the only way to get the shrink ray is to make cookie robots that the girls would be selling, because they can get access to Vector's house by selling cookies, and he can't because he's not selling cookies. So he adopts the girls, forces them to sell more cookies to Vector. The cookie robots then go to them, but then it's a matter of he's starting to actually care about the girls. He's not using them as props anymore. He's like, oh, I'm actually growing feelings for them. How is this possible? I'm a villain. So it's very interesting. It's character development. It's a very quick, hour-and-a-half long film. Minions go on their, hilarity of slapstick humor all around, and Agnes winning a stuffed unicorn saying, "It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die." The amount of quotes and memes that is still so relevant to this film 23 years later is astounding. Pretty cool. Voice clips, certain audio reels are you can use it as different, lip syncing aspects on TikTok or reels in general. It's so cool. It's really cool going back to where the original franchise started from. And this was an original idea. It wasn't really based on anything, to my knowledge. I don't think it was based on a book or anything. So it's cool going back. It's cool seeing this. I remember seeing it in the theaters when it first came out in 2010 with a group of friends. It was fun. It was a fun time, and it's still a fun time. And so begins our Minions long review. I'm very excited. I haven't seen the newest Minions film, so I'm excited to see that as our last film. But 23 years worth of films. There's 5 so far. The 6th is coming out 2024, I believe. Despicable Me 4 is coming out. But yeah, on to the next review. Mucho mahalo.